So one of the most frequently asked question is what is the difference between an waterfall and an agile? So coming to the question in our previous session, like I have mentioned, like what is an waterfall, and I have even clearly explained about this particular picture in that. So in short, if I want to tell like what is a waterfall and what is an agile, that should be the first point you should tell when it comes to a difference. So waterfall is basically a sequential approach for a software development, we can tell. Or, as the name mentions, waterfall, and waterfall always flows from a top to bottom, right? So it's a top to bottom approach also, you can tell. So always remember there will be like different phases like requirement analysis, development, design, testing. So these things like each phase will be completed separately, and then only the second phase, next phase will be starting. So this is for an waterfall, and that is why they used to tell it as a top to bottom approach. Okay. So when it comes to Agile, I have mentioned very clearly. In short, if you want to tell, Agile is also a methodology. It's an incremental and iterative approach, we can tell. Okay, that's a simple and sweet short answer. We can tell like what's an Agile. You can see here. So this is the definition I was referring before. And when it comes to the second point, so, as I mentioned, the development and testing in a waterfall will be happening in two different phases. Okay. Whereas in Agile, that will be happening in parallel. So that is a very great advantage for an Agile. And then here, an waterfall project will be divided into different phases, however I mentioned, whereas here an Agile project will be having in terms of a sprints. So one sprint is something like a shorter feedback cycle or a time box even they used to tell. So each project will be divided into different sprints. For example, the sprint one, we will be doing this, sprint two, this we will be delivering, sprint three, this we will be delivering. In the same way, when it comes to the roles, in Waterfall, there may be many roles, like a business analyst or a architect and a developer, and also maybe it depends on the project I'm telling. So on a high level, if you want to tell like these are some roles like we used to have like additionally and a project manager kind of things will be coming into picture in a waterfall, whereas in an agile, there will be only three defined roles, a product owner, a scrum master, and the developers. So in short, in a nutshell, if I want to tell what is an agile in a real time, if you want to explain to someone like who may not have the background of the software development, you can tell, see, in one word, you can tell an waterfall project is something like a relay race. So you know a relay race, right? So you would have seen that in your school days or college days, in your sport activities, you would have seen that like there they will be holding a wrapper kind of thing, and the first person will be running up to a particular distance, and then he'll be handing over to the next person, followed by that the third person, followed by that the fourth person, and the fourth person will be reaching the goal, which is the end product, like whatever we are going to attain. So this is how an exactly an waterfall works. When it comes to the agile, here what an agile is like an rugby game. You would have seen the rugby game, right? So there will be a ball and there will be a goal post, two sides, and the intention is to reach the ball should reach the target, right? So for that, the entire set of team members will be playing in the ground and they will be working towards the development. That means like attaining the goal, right? So they will be like the focus will be on the ball and all the people will be working. So now I believe you will be able to picturize like how exactly an waterfall works and how exactly an agile works. And in addition to that, one of the major advantages of an agile is more customer satisfaction and the product delivery will be faster with faster feedback cycle here. And when it comes to the waterfall, so this there will be a delay because here the customer feedback will be getting at a later point only, not in each phase we that means each phase we will not be delivering incremental value to the customer here in a waterfall. And but in an agile, it's an vice versa. These are some basic differences between an agile and a waterfall, and there are even more points to add. But considering the major points, these you can have it as a reference for the differences.